Hi folks, welcome back to the shop here at Project Pine Hills. Today we're talking about this Klein Tools Pocket 13-in-1 screwdriver. The part number is 32611P. You can see it has this plumbing icon at the top. Apparently Klein's selling plumbing tools now. We'll talk about that. If you look here, you'll see the bit loadout. You can pause the video and check that out. You can see it's magnetic. A quick look at the back, you can see that bit loadout again, and it's made in Taiwan. All right, let's take a look at this screwdriver. Got Klein Tools right there on the handle. If we spin it around, you'll see it has the part number there, that 32611P. And on the spinning cap, you can see it has 13-in-1 pocket stamped right into it. Now this pocket screwdriver features a magnetic pickup tool. You can see there it has a magnet right there on the tip. And it's a pretty powerful rail earth magnet. You can see I can pick up this 9/16 bolt, no problem, retains it really well. So it's a strong magnet. And you can take this shank out like other Klein screwdrivers and flip it around. So it's a flip style screwdriver. Has a flip bit right in it here. That's Phillips size 0 and a 1/8 slotted bit. Now this screwdriver has bit storage in the handle. You can see there's 4 bits in there. Now this bit carousel, unlike other Klein screwdrivers, you can see here I have the 27-in-1. The bit carousel on this 27-in-1 rotates around, but on this pocket screwdriver it's fixed. The whole screwdriver spins. So instead of the carousel spinning on this screwdriver, you just spin the screwdriver around to get to those different bits. Now this bit carousel appears to be all one piece of polymer. That's a better design. I noticed they put this blue cap on it. I'm not sure that's to designate plumbing or what. But this screwdriver is really kind of a take on their pocket screwdriver they came out with a few years ago. You can see they're very similar in length. This one's just over 4 3/4 in length, but they have a little different size cap. You can see the cap's bigger and the handles are bigger. So it's a larger screwdriver. The idea of this original pocket screwdriver, we've had this on the channel before. It was in one of our original tool pouch loadout videos. You can have this sheath on it that allows you to put it in your pocket and not have it poke through your shirt. Something that was unique about this is the sleeve is made of aluminum, and so was the shank itself on this screwdriver. So it made this screwdriver really lightweight. That's different. This one has a steel shank on it, and it also mounts in here a similar way. If you look here at one of the Klein Common Form 1 screwdrivers, the basic flip bit screwdriver with 2 bits on each end, right? You pull this out and flip the bits around. Basic Form 1 screwdriver from Klein. You'll see it has a shank that's round with a ball bearing in it and 2 ears. That's the way a lot of Klein screwdrivers were, including their full-size 11-in-1. You put it in there, and there's 2 flanges on that shank have to line up to fall in, and then it goes inside the driver. That's what they've used in the past. When you look at their pocket screwdriver they came out with a few years ago, you'll see it mounts differently. It has this hex built into it, a lot like a lot of the Klein Connect tools. But when you put it in here, it's retained with a little plastic piece here. It's kind of like a ball bearing, which keeps this shank in the sleeve, and that's how it mounts in there. But with this screwdriver, it's similar in that this is hex, but this is actually a 1/4" hex, and you'll see it has these 2 little notches in there. That's because they're using a ring clip to mount this one. If you look right in here, you can see that there's this little ring here, has 2 different heights. We go over the next notch over, it's a little bit lower. As we go around, we'll see it's higher here, lower. I don't know if that means there's 2 rings in there or what, but it has a ring all the way around that catches the notches here on this shank. So you can have the shank in this way, or you can flip it around like that older pocket screwdriver and put it in this way, and it mounts in there. Now, if you compare the shanks on these 2 screwdrivers, you can see they're similar, but they're different. Both have the hex shape, but this is a 1/4" hex, and this is just shy of a 1/4". In fact, if we check it, you can see the size of the hex on this original pocket screwdriver was 0.23. And if we check this new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver, you can see it's a 1/4" or 0.25 inches. And that means this can accommodate a 1/4" bits, like a lot of the new Klein screwdrivers can. So I can put this bit in here, and I can turn this now. So that gives this screwdriver more purpose. You can see I put this number 2 bit in here because that's not included in this bit carousel, so you could drive other bits with this screwdriver when you need them. So it's nice to have that as an option. Now, it does wiggle in here a little bit. It's not a terrible amount of play, but it does have that play. So that's a 1/4" power bit. Now let's just try a regular 1/4", 1" long insert bit. You can see that snaps right in there, and that's in there very firmly. Now when you look at the packaging here, you can see Klein does show it takes just regular insert bits and these impact style bits as well. So it's designed to take either one, but these insert bits fit in here rock solid. These insert bits are retained in here with this ring clip. If you happen to have these Japanese domestic market style bits that have the longer anvil, they'll also go in here, but they don't lock into place, so they can sort of slide out, but they will work. Here's a Milwaukee 3.5" power lock bit. You can see how that goes in there, and it has just a little bit of play, but it's not that bad for a bit that long, so it will take those bits as well, of course. Now this new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver does magnetize the bits. If we look down the shank here, we can see that there's a magnet down in there, but it doesn't work equally as well with all bits. For example, if I put the bit in here that was in the shank out of the package, and I try to test this on a small screw, you see the screw falls. But if I take that bit out, if I replace it with this hex bit that has a Phillips bit on it, and that gets more contact with the magnet in the shank, you can see it does magnetize the bits, so your mileage might vary on that magnet in the shank. Now, of course, this screwdriver has a spinning cap, and that's designed so that when you're using it, you can put it right here below your index finger, and you can spin this one-handed to tighten things or loosen things, so it makes it really handy. That's the way all these screwdrivers are designed from Klein. And really it all started with this Form 1 screwdriver that Klein had. Here's a quick size comparison there. You can check those out. The caps are similar in size. The Form 1 has a little bit larger cap. See, the handle's a little smaller on the Form 1, but in case you have the Form 1, you can just get a quick comparison there on the size between the two. The bits, of course, are longer in the original Form 1. You can see they're double-headed bits, but they're much longer. They're shorter in this new pocket screwdriver. Here's a quick size comparison of the pocket screwdriver that came out a few years ago, and you can see they're similar in length. With the original pocket screwdriver with that aluminum shaft installed, it's just a little bit longer than the new pocket screwdriver. Of course, it has a smaller cap. I think this larger cap is an improvement. I know they're probably doing that because the handle itself is bigger, but it certainly makes it a lot easier for me to spin it. A lot easier than the original pocket screwdriver was. Because the cap's so small, it didn't spin quite as well as the new one does. Another difference is the original pocket screwdriver had an aluminum shaft in it, and the new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver has a steel shank in it. Now, another difference between the original pocket screwdriver and this new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver is the bits in the original screwdriver were longer. They also had a ball bearing on them that retained the bit in this shaft. If you look at the bits on the new 13-in-1, they're shorter, and you'll see that they have that cutout because they're retained by a C-clip. Here they are side by side. You can see the original pocket screwdriver had a longer bit, and there's that ball bearing that retained it. And then if you look at the new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver, you can see it has that cutout for that C-clip there on the side of it. So the bits in these two screwdrivers are not interchangeable. Here's a quick size comparison of the 13-in-1 to the 27-in-1 screwdriver. You can see it's quite a bit smaller. Of course, it doesn't have all this onboard bit storage the 27-in-1 had. But in case you're in the 27-in-1, you're wondering about the size. If we compare the bits here on the 27-in-1 with the 13-in-1, they are interchangeable. So I can take this bit out of the new 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver, and I can take this 27-in-1 bit, put it right in here. They're both the same length, and they both retain the exact same way. The bit for the 27-in-1 is on the left, and the new pocket screwdriver is on the right. And you can see they're both the same length, and they have that notch in the same location. So if you happen to own this 27-in-1 and you wanted to take some of the bits out of it and move them over here to the pocket screwdriver because you have more of a use for them, you can do that. So the bits in these two drivers are compatible, and the bits across these three drivers are not compatible. Now, this new pocket screwdriver is compatible with Klein's 64-piece precision driver set in this mod box that we've had on the channel before. You can take out the bits and see that they're a different style, and they mount magnetically, but you can put them in this driver. And they will fit in there, and of course it'll magnetically retain those bits. Now the shank in this pocket screwdriver will also work with this mini ratchet that comes with this Klein 64-piece precision bit set. You can see it clips right in there. They both make use of that C-clip in the center, just like Klein Connect does. And of course that means it'll also work with the Vim or the Icon mini ratchet. So you can run all the precision bits in this set. Now there's been a lot of talk about how these Klein precision bits are not standard. You can see they come in at about 3.5 millimeters. That's different than your standard precision bit set. I have a precision bit set here from Collet, and you can see if I check one of these, they come in at 4 millimeters. Now I think Klein did that to help these drivers fit into tight spaces. And you can see here that this bit holder can't go into this recessed hole. But if you take the Klein driver with that smaller 3.5 millimeter bit, the shaft can fall in here and drive that screw. And I think that's why Klein has that 3.5 millimeter bit. But because of that, you can see that these 4 millimeter bits won't fit into this Klein pocket screwdriver. But there's a way to resolve that. Because Klein used a standard 1/4-inch collet on this, we can take out this driver, grab this adapter from this Collet set, and we can pop in that 4 millimeter bit, no problem. So now we've adapted from 3.5 millimeter to 4, so you can drive all these precision bits with this Klein pocket screwdriver. So I like this new Klein 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver. I think they basically incorporated elements of their 27-in-1 and their original pocket screwdriver that came out a few years ago, and that makes it really interesting. So I really like what Klein's done with this 13-in-1 pocket screwdriver. I like the fact that it has this magnetic pickup tool with this strong rare earth magnet. I like the fact that the bits are magnetized by the shank. I really like the fact that they've got bit storage in the handle. I think that's really handy, and it's compatible with the 27-in-1, and it's compatible with any 1/4-inch hex power lock or insert bit, and it's making a lot of their tools less proprietary. So with that said, I'll have a link in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tool, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All those actions help me to continue to bring content to you here at the Project Pioneers channel. And with that said, I'll catch you in the next video.